Hey guys, this is Adam Maynard back for another edition of answering the questions that you submit on Curious Cat. In case you don't know the drill by now and you have a question about the relationships in your life, you can find me at www.curiouscat.me/agmaynard and ask your questions there. I'll record a customized video response just like the one you're about to see, just for you and your specific situation, and hopefully give you that little bit of insight or that little bit of information that helps you navigate it a little bit more easily. So without further ado, let's just get right into this week's question. Anonymous asks, "Hello Adam, got a question for you. I've been seeing someone for a while now and we both really love each other. The only thing is, that person doesn't love me for the reasons I think she should. Don't get me wrong, the actual reasons are heartfelt and wonderful, but it sometimes bothers me that he doesn't love what I love most about myself. Is this silly? Should I just accept that he sees and loves a different side of me? Thanks." All right, Anonymous. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for submitting this question. It's a really good one. And I'm actually going to start off my response at the end of what you've submitted, and we can kind of work from there. To your question, or to your point about is this silly, I don't think it is. I think that whenever we're feeling discomfort or confusion in a relationship, and we feel it to the point that it takes us out of the present moment in our interactions with those other people, where we kind of in the back of our minds or maybe in the forefront of our minds, we're thinking about this question and we're kind of ruminating over it, and it's impacting how we feel about the other person and about ourselves in the relationship. There's really nothing silly about it. And asking the question in the first place, even if we're able to determine that there's nothing really deeper going on here, and the situation is pretty innocuous, asking the question is the first step in getting to what's really going on for you and being able to move forward from that with that kind of empowered clarity and that peace of mind to know that you're in the right place. So no silliness here, and we'll look a little bit deeper to see what's really going on. I do want to add that the only real potential for silliness here would be if you were letting what is ultimately a minor or a simple or an easily resolved issue have a disproportionate impact on your experience of the relationship. But, and this is an important but, you would need to ask the question to even know whether or not that's what's going on in the first place. So in this situation, the silliness cancels itself out. You don't really have anything to worry about being silly. You can allow yourself to ask what could be a simple question or what could be a more complicated one, and we'll get to the bottom of it either way. I think the crux of your question really comes down to one fundamental element that we can discern together, and that's whether the desire that you have for your partner to see you in the ways that you like to see yourself is to kind of feed a need to be validated for those things, or is it because you kind of suspect or you kind of sense that your partner's inability to appreciate you for those things is more of a kind of a disconnect or an inability on their part to see you for who you really are, kind of more of a question of identity than love and validation, and that may be causing some of the discomfort for you. And we'll talk through now kind of what discerning that question and which of those elements is really at play here would look like for you. So Anonymous, if we're going to start with the former, if we're going to start with kind of your stuff, quote unquote, what this is bringing up for you and how your reaction is contributing to your discomfort, I think it really starts with this idea that this person doesn't love me for the reasons I think he or she should. Why do you think he or she should love you for those reasons and not the, as you go on to say, the heartfelt and wonderful reasons that they do love you? What is it about the reasons that you love yourself that you kind of appreciate or that you value more than the reasons that he or she loves and appreciates you? And then to take that a step further, why are the things that you love about yourself the things that you love most about yourself? What is it really about those qualities and the kind of associations or attachments that you have to those qualities where those are the things that you value and prioritize most about yourself, and that whatever this other set or subset of character traits and qualities that your partner loves you for doesn't seem to kind of match up, or doesn't seem to kind of carry as much weight for you specifically, and kind of how you value yourself. And where is that disconnect really coming from? And the only other question I would ask you, Anonymous, is why is your ability to love yourself for the things that you love most about yourself not enough for you in this specific area? And what I mean by that is, what do you feel is lacking, or what do you feel is missing from your partner's ability to love you for those things, in the way that you are not able to give yourself that love and appreciation from yourself, from your own source of joy and appreciation and honest acceptance for those qualities within yourself. And what I really am kind of getting at from that angle is, is there any part where you need someone else, especially an intimate partner, to love you for those things, and that gives you the ability to really explore what that need looks like, and because that really is on your side of the equation, that really is on your side of the table to look at more closely, and may not be the responsibility of your partner to validate for you for the things that you think you should be validated for. If you kind of do that exercise, and you kind of, I don't know, you maybe even want to write some of this down, but you do that accounting, that loose accounting in your head and heart for, this one area that you really value, and this other area that they really value, and you can kind of come to a place where you realize that, hey, these things that I love about myself are great, but these things that my partner loves about me are great too, and you can kind of balance them out to the point where you don't see your partner's categorization as lesser than your own categorization. Then I think you've just accessed, as you say, appreciation and acceptance of the things and the different side of yourself that he or she loves about you, that you can now enjoy, and you can now be appreciated for in the relationship. If you go through this accounting and that exercise, and you've done this balancing out, and the discomfort goes away, I don't think you need to watch the rest of this video. No, I'm just kidding. But I do think that may be enough to resolve some of the inner conflict that you're facing now. And if it is, then I think we've gotten mostly to the root of it. And if there's anything left over, or if that exercise really is unsatisfying to you, now we move into the second discernment, or the second element that I proposed at the beginning, which is there something about your partner's inability to, as you say, love and appreciate you for the things that you most love about yourself, that gets at this question of identity for you, that gets at this question of, man, for as wonderful and as magnificent as these other reasons are that they love and appreciate me, they don't really see me for who I am, or they don't really see me for who I believe myself to be, and I don't really feel safe or comfortable or completely at ease with this person, as wonderful and as fantastic as the relationship may be in some components, where if I don't get the sense that they really have the clarity and have the ability to see me for the things that I really value about myself, to the extent that they speak directly to who I am and what I want for my life and what I want for this relationship. Questions of identity can be really, really important in relationships, because so much of the discomfort that we feel and that we face can come from that disconnect between how someone else sees us and how we see ourselves. But that doesn't mean, Anonymous, that there's anything necessarily fundamentally flawed with the relationship, or that anything is kind of broken or diminished between you if you determine that that's the root of the discomfort for you. What it means is that you now have an opportunity to communicate more clearly about why being seen and being loved and appreciated for the things that you love and appreciate about yourself are really important to you. And then it will be up for your partner to respond in kind, in a certain generosity of spirit, to make a good faith effort in demonstrating and expressing a love and appreciation for those qualities to you moving forward. So I think that's really the long and the short of it from where I see it, Anonymous. And I know that sometimes, really parsing through the details and discerning kind of what the root sources of the feelings that we're having in relationships can be challenging sometimes. And if that's still the case for you after you've watched this video, all the way through, and you're having difficulty discerning which of the paths or avenues I set up at the beginning this situation is really bringing up for you, please follow up with me, and let's schedule a coaching consultation, and we can get more to the bottom of that in a more direct way, working together in trying to surface some more of the roots of these feelings and get to the bottom of what's really going on here for you, in service of bringing you the peace that you really seek in this relationship that I think for a lot of reasons is in a really good place, but maybe exploring this one element further will just kind of cross that off the list and be able to the point where you'd be able to be more present in this relationship with this other person who does love you for some really heartfelt reasons, and we can go from there. So for now, good luck kind of reflecting on the situation, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, everyone, this wraps up this week's response to the latest question that was submitted to me on Curious Cat. If you have a question about the relationships in your life, I'd love to hear from you. Go to www.curiouscat.me/agmaynard and ask your question there. I'll customize a video response just like this one, just for the specific situation that you find yourself in, and hopefully offer you that little bit of insight that helps you see that situation with more clarity, and in service of bringing you the peace that you really seek in your relationship. So head on over there, and I'll see you back here next week for my next video response.